Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to What You Say Anime. I'm your host, Peter. It's the episode exactly 3 people have been excited for. A season filled with unknowns and uncertainty has finally concluded, and we are here today to give our thoughts. Welcome to the Fall 2025 review. Joining me today is my lovely co-host and finisher of his local soapbox derby race back in elementary school. He got 3rd place. It's Miles. Miles,
scarily accurate.
Oh, I know you. Miles, we normally always start these episodes off with our impression of the season. So why don't we go ahead and do that? So tell me about the 6 shows that you watched and your overall thoughts on the season itself.
Ooh, I see you're a little optimistic, Pete. I have watched 5 shows.
I wrote this intro before you gave me your list, and I never updated it.
I tend to be pretty busy with life, but like 5 shows during a season is like a pretty good amount for me. I usually get to more like after seasons are done. I sort of play catch up a little bit, but I really liked all 5 shows that I watched this season. And I think for me personally, and I understand this is not like the community's take or whatever, and that's okay, but this is probably my 2nd favorite season here, with winter being my favorite. So, I know that, the general vibe was we got a whole bunch of mid, but you know what they say, I love me some mid.
Yeah, I think I would agree for the most part that I don't know if mid would be the word I would use. It would be more of normally we have like an oversaturation of shows, and this was more an undersaturation of like average shows. Normally it's we get a plethora of like 8 or 9s that I'd normally give. This season, not as much and not as many bad shows I watched. So I guess it's a good give and take because I didn't watch as many bad shows as I normally would watch, but I didn't watch as many good shows as I would normally watch. But life was crazy busy. The holidays, traveling, work, everything like that. So I'm really happy we had a down season because we've already kicked in, as a time of recording, we've already kicked into the new season and it's been on fire. So it was nice to sort of just get like a relaxing, chill season before we dive into winter. So what we're going to do today is just go over the shows that we watched. Miles only watched 5. I watched more, so we'll be intertwining our conversations. But we're going to start off with the show that we both watched. Personally, this was my anime of the season. It made my top 10 of the year. I just absolutely love this show. And this is Sanda. Science Saru is back in full effect. I thought what they did with the direction and sort of the art animation, especially the shading in this, looked incredible. And a show that I thought was going to just be funny, quirky Santa Claus ended up being, to me, what I consider like a modern version of Fooly Cooly, where we had so many different adolescent / like teenager themes that we are diving into, whether it's like gender, whether it's like sexual orientation, just age in general. Just like the idea of like trying to be young as long as possible, that the idea of adulthood is so scary to this world that staying young is their way of like, I don't know, like euphoria, like they're driving towards just always being young, and that is the goal for everybody, it seems like, in this world, for the majority, I should say, for the majority of people. And just having those like underlying themes of adolescence with Santa Claus being the main character, like I don't know what other symbol represents adolescence more than Santa Claus. Like, to me, it was just like an incredible ride throughout these scenes while still jam packing in the action, the voice acting, the story beat, like everything with this was, to me, incredible. And it was, like I said before, my anime of the season. Miles, what were your thoughts on Sanda?
Yeah, I really liked Sanda. It's not my anime of the season, but I had a very good time with it. I think it was a lot of fun. It was surprisingly poignant in times, as you mentioned, right? There's some interesting questions it asks and everything. I thought it was also like, you thought it was going to be silly Santa Claus. I think we got like a lot of that too, and I really liked that. There's the scene later on in the season where his friend is just shooting him over and over again is like a training thing, and I was dying laughing during that. I thought, like, it was supposed to be some lesson about trauma. I just thought it was hilarious because this kid's just pumping Santa full of lead, but he's like functionally immortal. There was a lot of cool characters in this. Like, I pretty much liked everyone in it, and I thought the villains were pretty good too. I was worried about the headmaster guy, but he ended up being pretty intriguing. I thought he was going to be just sort of eccentric for sort of no reason and just sort of weird, but he ended up being like genuinely creepy in like
Mhm.
a transhumanist kind of way, where he's like completely replaced his human. He's like ship of Theseus himself for the most part, and so there's a lot of interesting questions about like are you still human when you do all of that? My only concern with the show is, and this isn't for this season, but is going forward, is just I expect something weird to happen. I just expect it. I can feel it in my bones. Something weird will happen.
Okay, because I think it's gonna go the opposite route, but so what do you mean? What type of weirdness are
I
you
don't
thinking
know
about?
how. I don't know. I don't know how to describe what I think is gonna happen. It's not gonna exactly. It's not like
Because the show's weird. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if something weird happened.
yes. I mean weird like okay. So I don't think it's going to be like Santa being romantically involved with anyone, right? Because they have like multiple like what are almost amounting to fourth wall breaks, where like he just like looks at the camera and is like, "When I am a grown man, I am not attracted to children that are my age at all." Do you understand that, viewer? And it's like very, which is good. I'm glad that
Very
that
good, yeah.
happens. I just they're dealing with a lot of themes and stuff that I think are good to deal with, but I'm on edge about it. You know what I mean?
Sure,
Like,
no, I get it.
like, do you think Ono's dead? Because I don't.
No, 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 no,
Um.
no, no,
Okay.
no way. No, there's no
um.
way she's dead. They would,
Yeah.
like, kind of kill her off twice. Would they do that? Actually, you know what? Maybe she is dead.
I just don't think. I don't think you get to do that like off screen, and like I can only think of one other show that like killed someone off twice, and everyone likes that show, but it's actually pretty bad. So
What show is
I
that?
don't know. To Be Hero X, Fight Me,
People did like that
and
show.
what'd you say?
I said people did like that show, and I am people.
Yeah, no, I admitted, unpopular take. Think it's bad. They do kill that girl twice. Um, just
Spoiler.
my bad.
That's all good.
Um, I don't know. I'm worried. I'm worried about.
Sure.
I don't know. I don't know how to describe it other than vibes. You
No,
know,
no, I
like
get it. Because I think there are some character beats that, like, you could definitely see it going in that direction because you brought up the headmaster. And when
yes,
he's originally introduced, I feel like he is just sort of like the creepy headmaster guy. And I didn't really think much more of it until later when you kind of see how he regenerates his skin and stuff like that. Where
yes,
that they turned up the creepiness on that. And then the whole classroom of kids killing adults, kind of creepy. Like, it wasn't like I mean, it probably is a metaphor and everything like that, but also canonically in the world, they did murder adults, but like the idea of you being young is like your punishment, or I guess it's like it's valued so much of being young where your punishment is just you're in the bad kids class. Like that's
exactly. Well, so I really liked Fumi as a character
I
for the
loved
most
her.
part,
Loved her.
and I was worried they were gonna pull punches and like have it be like, oh, her mom killed herself at the end when they were doing the
Yep.
backstory. But no, she killed her mom, and I was like, good job. Now it will have to reckon with the fact that she is a murderer.
Yes.
And I don't know if they're ever going to acknowledge that again in the show. Because I feel like they should.
Oh, I feel like I don't know. Her character seems like she might get like written off after the season. I mean, I'm sure she'll still be like a character in the show, but
Well, she's not going to be in the forefront, right?
yeah,
She's
yeah,
had like
yeah.
her little arc.
Her arc is done. Yeah.
But like I imagine she'll be around, and then we have, I guess, what, 3 potential love interests for Sanda.
You say 3? I feel like it's 2.
Who do you think?
Nico, and then I feel like I can see Fumi, but like if Shiori's
Okay.
in your 3rd, there's no way.
You want to bet?
Yeah.
I'll bet you right now.
Yeah, yeah,
okay. What do you want to bet?
How about the next time I see you, whoever loses buys the other person dinner?
I'm down.
All right, perfect.
Okay.
And so be a big dinner because we're big boys.
Yeah, no, I just feel like anime, like you got your main girl, right? Like girl number one, and it just always happens, Pete.
Look, I know we
Um,
want more bi representation in anime, but Shiori needs to stay gay, like straight up.
okay,
Her and Ono, I loved what they presented. Like, I love
so
the idea of like the whole sleeping thing, like that whole
that was
ideology,
interesting.
yeah, of
Yeah,
adulthood.
okay, I want to bring up because like I think Ono is pretty clearly a lesbian. I think Shiori is pretty bi-coded just generally, but also kind of ace currently. Like, not necessarily like she doesn't like she has that whole thing with not really understanding sexual attraction,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like, and like whether that's how she'll be growing up or is it just because she hasn't gotten there yet in her like adolescence,
Mhm.
I don't know, but she does want to kiss Santa, who is very masculine. So I would say that at the very least she's bi.
No, I'm
I
not
would
saying that
say.
she's not bi. I just want her to. I want her to be with Ono so bad. Like that's more of my direction of where I want her character to go
Okay.
because I love their dynamic. I loved everything about like the idea of like why Shiori has like it's funny because like she has like bags under her eyes and she sleeps more than any other person. Like that type of situation, and then like Ono finally falling asleep for the first time, finding peace where she's able to fall asleep, and then when she wakes up, she's a woman, and everyone thinks she's dead when it's more the fact that she got scared and ran away. This is a show to me where I think there are so many elements that you can dive into for like a video essay that I don't think like a single review episode is going to capture everything that the show has because I
I'd want
think
to rewatch it too because I didn't pick up on the sleep thing. I don't know if it was introduced later or if it was foreshadowed or you know what I mean? Like
yeah, it kind of got dove into when Ono came back. It was like the
exactly.
laundromat fight.
And I kind of I remembered other people sleeping, but actually I remember them hanging out in bed, I think. So like that's
Yes.
something that I would like to go back and look at. And it's like I don't really mind if they add a little more interesting elements like or what is relatively early on in a series.
Mhm.
But I would just be curious to see like how planned out it was. Also the head mistress lady is amazing.
Oh
Um
yeah, the old lady. Yeah, she was great.
yeah.
She was
Yeah.
great. Well, I think we spent enough
Um
time on Sanda.
we
Just
did ooh,
for
the manga's done. We can find out
it is.
soon.
Yeah, I'm really hoping just because the last work from this mangaka was B stars and it got fully adapted. I'm kind of just
Mhm.
crossing my fingers that Sanda also gets that treatment and it gets fully adapted because I mean, I don't know if I like this better than B stars because I really like B stars, but it's close. Like this was one of the highest nines I've gave all season. It was pretty damn close to a 10. I think it can be a 10 once I get more content, but this is a show where I mean, if we did it for like Watch Club, I feel like we could easily spend an hour and a half talking about just the themes alone. And
Okay, yeah.
I don't think a 13-minute review on the podcast is going to do it any favors. So if you haven't checked out Sanda, or if you maybe watched it and weren't maybe paying attention as much, I think that the going back and looking at these themes of like adolescence and gender and sexuality and all these things really adds value to what Sonda is, and that's what I love about this. So it's a 9 out of 10 for me.
If I had to compare it to anything, I would kind of compare it to like a multi-gendered fantasy uh oh maidens.
Oh, maidens, damn.
Because it like deals with like similar theming and everything. You know what I mean? Like it's very focused on adolescence
Yeah,
and
adolescent, yeah, and like
yeah, and like
sexuality at that age and
puberty
stuff.
and like
Yeah.
yeah, coming to age and things like that. We will see if we get any more. But yeah, I gave this an 8. I really liked it. And hopefully we get more.
Yeah, I think I
So we
just
can
say
get dinner.
Fully Cooley because there's action in Fully Cooley and there's action in this. But Old Maidens is like that's actually now I think about it, a pretty good comparison. So
Yeah, Fully Cooley's good too. Fully Cooley also has the coolest scene of all time though. So
is that the one where they're on
um
the bridge or is it a different one?
no, I just love her smoking the cigarette that says never knows
Oh
best
yeah,
on it.
yeah,
I
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah. Yes, very good one. Okay,
like
So
Like,
that was
don't
Sanda,
smoke
9.
kids, but that's cool.
Yeah, 9 from me, 8 from Miles. Show that only I watched that Miles didn't was Yano Kun. So these are gonna be a quicker review since it's just me. It's kind of weird because this show ended like 2 weeks ago. Like this show ended so much sooner than all the other seasonals. But this was a breath of fresh air. Absolutely loved it. The fact that the couples get together in like episode, I don't know, 6 or 7, but they're like flirting the whole time. I like that they got to the pace that they were at. And it reminded me a lot of Gigi Harem or pseudo harem
Mm.
from last year. The dynamic of everybody was just a breath of fresh air. It was so fun. It was so relaxing. There was like almost no drama. The miscommunications and sort of the situations that they got into to me never was dull. Like a lot of times when you have these types of one trick ponies where the punchline is always Yano Kun gets hurt. Like, oh, how is he gonna get hurt today? And I thought they did it in a way that made it more fun. You know, things like his eye bandage like falling off and him thinking it's like the end of the world because he has like what's it called when you have like two different colored eyes? That
Heterochromia?
heterochromia. So it's like him thinking that like his eye is weird, but end up it's like actually you're super hot. Things like him, you think that maybe he's like a loser just because of like how he looks, and he's actually like an ace basketball player. It has like those themings and those like types of story beats that made the comedy not just a one trick pony of like a jackass skit or something like that, where it's always somebody getting hurt at the end. It was just a great and enjoyable watch, and I love the fact that these two had a lot of fun together. I love it when the main couples feel like they're best friends, and I got that from these. One of the better romances of the year, one of the best rom coms of the year. I give it a 9 out of 10.
Oh, like, okay, we're at 2 9 so far, Pete. I feel like, maybe the season's doing pretty
Okay,
good.
it's like the shows that I finished are good. I don't rate like the shows that I drop or whatever. Unless I watch like 7 episodes and I drop it, maybe I have them ranked, but I haven't been like rating shows I drop. My scores would be way less on that. And we're not gonna go there, but we're gonna talk about a show that we both watched. This is what I thought was gonna be my anime of the season, ended up being probably like my second or third anime of the season, which is This Monster Wants to Eat Me.
Hey,
Man,
it's my anime of the season.
this one's yeah, this is a good one. This is a really good one. And you like Miko a lot. I thought she wasn't really my favorite character, but what started as I thought it was going to explore more of like Hinako's like desire to die. I thought like that was going to be more of the focal point towards the end of the season. But we got a lot more of like the backstory behind Shiori and sort of Hinako's family that I thought changed the dynamic a little bit, which I really enjoyed actually. And it turned into more of a man, like I guess like you like understand Hinako's desire for like, she's lost everything in her life. Like while we don't condone it, like you can kind of see why somebody may have these thoughts. And it kind of shifted away to like, actually, you know what? I don't know if I really like Shiori. I don't know like if I want Hinako to go down this route. And that's where it got fun for me, where it's just sort of exploring the different ways of how I'm viewing these characters and how it changed throughout the story. Miles, what were your initial thoughts or just your thoughts in general on This Monster Wants to Eat Me?
Yeah, I mean, so I really like this, right? So like the monster all along was depression.
Yes.
And there's some very interesting things. So you soured on Shiori as the season went on.
Yeah, I was actually surprised by kind of like I'd be really gravitating towards Shiori and her character, and then later on it was more of me. Okay, let me put it this way, where it's like since it's fiction, so hopefully people get what I'm saying. Like I could understand where Hinako is going in the story, and like I could understand her desire to like end it all, but like not by her hands, by somebody else's hands. And by the end
Mhm.
of it, I was wanting Hinako to not go that route, so I was cheering against
Yes.
Shiori.
S-
Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
It's not that she's a bad
so
character. I'm just cheering
No,
against
no, no, no,
her.
no. That's okay. So from my understanding, though, Shiori isn't. Shiori's not going to eat. Shiori's lying to her again.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Shiori also wants Hinako to live.
Yeah, but okay. Okay. How do I word this in my brain? So
Do you find it manipulative? How
yeah,
she's
kind
going
of.
about
It's
it? Okay.
it's where it's like, okay, so it was more along the lines of like, Shiori is a monster and they're drawn towards Hinako. and their exploration and everything that they were doing. And it seemed like because she's a monster, she's actually like the good person in this situation for Hinako, because Hinako wanted it to be over, but she didn't want it to be under like she didn't want to do it. So then now when Shiori was lying to her the whole time, it kind of seems like you lose that trust in that character, and I'm cheering against Shiori and rooting for Hinako to go like the path that she should go without Shiori. I'm doing a really bad job at explaining this, but like,
okay, yeah.
Long story short,
like, I
I
understand you're not saying this. It does sound a little bit like you are saying you want Hinako to kill herself. Now, I get you're not.
Not anymore.
Okay.
Early on, you can call me on this. I kind of wanted Hinako to die.
Holy shit.
I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. This is
okay. Because
this is, do not.
Okay, so Shiori's plan is like, hey, Hinako, like, I'll eat you, but you have to like learn to be happy first, right?
Yep.
And so her plan is you'll learn to be happy, and therefore you won't want to die, and I will have solved the problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now she gets found out too early because of the hot mommy yokai.
Yes.
In the inn.
Yes.
And I'm gonna go ahead and say, I mean, I get why Hinako distrusts her, but that's Hinako being a little crazy.
A little bit.
Because she's like, oh, you weren't going to help me kill myself? Looks like I can't trust you anymore.
Yeah.
And like, from an outside perspective, it sort of seems like the type of person you could trust.
Right? You should trust them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't.
Okay.
I also thought for the longest time Shiori caused the car crash, and then like kind of finding out that she didn't do that. Well, I thought that was a nice twist too.
Yeah, well, okay. You know, there's an interesting thing that hasn't really been broached upon in the story yet. Hinako does not know this. Hinako knows that she got Shiori's blood, right?
Yes,
Which helps heal her.
Yep.
She also has received Shiori's flesh. She does not know this. Now, do you know what that does? Do you remember from the lore?
Well, doesn't it like it make her like? Is it like invulnerable type of like?
It makes her immortal.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Because I thought the blood. Okay, because I thought it was like the blood was like the regeneration, and then like the flesh was like the armor. If that makes sense.
I think the flesh prevents you from dying.
Okay. I thought it was like because she has both of them. Like because like she has physical damage on her body. That's why she wears the turtleneck. So like I guess I thought that was like you don't die, but you could still get hurt. So you're not like immortal, but like you kind of are.
Yeah, so I mean, we haven't.
You can disagree. That's just how I viewed it.
No, I don't think it's fully. I'm just explaining my thing because I don't think it's fully explored yet. But I think it gives you like eternal youth. So like maybe if someone shoots you in the fucking head, you'll die. You know, I don't know, but like I don't know if she can die or not.
Yeah,
basically, which would be a very interesting thing for her to find out that she can't.
It's like the exact opposite of what she was trying for the whole time.
Exactly. But I also think like I don't know. I'm gonna switch on you. Why didn't you like Miko? Miko was great. She's really friendly.
I don't know, just, like being like the Miko, just her being the sort of like the Miko me, and being like a deity of like the island, just like didn't. I don't know, like Shiori felt like a yokai. Miko never felt like a yokai to me.
Never?
I mean, except for the time where she was, you know, the Naruto nine-tailed dragon, like, or what fox or whatever, like that part, obviously, but like her character didn't like resonate with me as like this shrine deity type of character.
That's interesting because I guess, okay, so let me explain why I liked her. Because like one, I liked her switching on a dime there and like having to bite off her own tail so she didn't eat Hinako.
Yep.
Two, she's someone who like really connects with humans as opposed to Shiori, so
Agreed.
I think it's intentional for her to seem less like a yokai.
You're making
right?
good points, and I don't like that because it makes me look bad.
Okay.
Can you stop making sense for just a second, Miles?
My apologies.
It's
Look,
right.
I'm going to stop making sense in like a couple shows here. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
But look, I gotta analyze my tragic Yuri, okay?
That's
like, it's what I do. Yeah, but you know, I sort of think like they sort of represent different paths or ways to deal with like Hinako too. Like you have this more detached person in Shiori who sort of turns off her humanity for various reasons.
Oh yeah.
Even though she does have like, you can tell she has like human feelings because she gets very upset that Hinako calls her a monster because of her past story, even though the reasonings that like Hinako meant she was a monster because she was lying to her. Like she didn't mean like you're a literal monster, so I don't trust you. She was like, you're a bad person.
Yeah.
But Shiori still takes that to like heart. I don't know. I think there's just a lot of very interesting dynamics here because like I think very clearly Hinako and Shiori are like endgame somehow. And I'm curious to see again how that ends up happening.
Hear me out.
Yes.
Miko and Shiori endgame
was a fun date. They went on a fun date, didn't they?
They went on and I want to see more of it.
I would love if Shiori and Miku were like endgame and then like Hinako and like a therapist were endgame, right? Like not romantically, but she just like went to therapy.
She went to therapy.
Yeah.
Hinako and Zoloft.
Yeah. It's like much like Miles and Zoloft. We need Hinako and Zoloft.
Yeah.
But I mean, Shiori Miku's not going to happen, right? Like we got the fun little like fan servicey, like not like etchy, but like for people who might ship them, we had that fun little date. But I mean, Shiori and Hinako are gonna
tie the knot.
That's the one.
Yeah. Because Shiori's, I mean, there might as well be, if you're gonna be immortal, you might as well hang out with somebody else that's immortal.
Yeah, that's another thing too, right? Like, it is interesting how all of this works, and what I think Hinako needs to realize is like, I don't know, it's tough because you have these two people. Like, she has two pretty good friends, and like obviously you can be very like if your entire family dies in a car accident, you're the only survivor. I'm not here trying to say you should look on like the bright side of life, right? But like she seems to think she has nothing to live for, right? And she does. And I think Shiori is just playing like the long game on this, as opposed to Miku, who's trying to tell that to her now, right? Who's like, I'm your best friend, I'm Genki, I'm happy, like I'm here so that nothing bad happens to you like immediately, but maybe I'm not helping you get better. Where Shiori is like meeting her on her level and is going to slowly ramp up the help, basically.
I love it.
That's sort of my thought there, right? And she has to reestablish that because Ayame was her name, sort of ruined the whole facade.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but she was great though. I really liked that, like sort of, I don't know.
That was fun.
Yokai that they have to fight type of thing. Like have to kill.
Yeah, I liked that they had that, and they don't have too many in the show, but they have enough that I think it's interesting. And there's, I don't know. I think it's a good show. It has the tight cast, like I mentioned, first impressions, and I really like that. Right? You basically have those three main characters, and then you have very few supporting characters.
Yes.
But it really is just sort of our little bubble here, and I think that's interesting.
So what'd you end up giving it?
And the visualization, I ended up giving it a 10 because I'm
wow.
Yeah, I think it's probably like, I think it's probably like a 9. There's some like animation issues and stuff, right? There's like technical things. There's just like a lot of like, I just think it's really well written, and and it's like thematically, it's got like the whole despair thing going on. I like, right? It's a tragic Yuri, which I like. It is sort of like a small town, supernatural elements. It's got a lot of Miles factors, which are going to bump it up. The scene where she goes from drowning to like being in the desert, I thought was amazing. Where she found so much peace in like the idea of drowning, of being able to like just give herself up and die because of someone else, like just let that go. And then like once that was like taken away from her, like a lot of her calm left. It was really, I don't know. I think it's a very interesting look at despair and depression and things like that. So
love it. 10 from Miles. For me, I think it's better than an 8. I did give it a 9. I think it's a low 9. Like you said, I think like the writing and the character work between the 3 leads were phenomenal. I mean, when you have a story that doesn't include many supporting characters, your main cast better be exceptional. And like outside of like I like Miko, like I understand like why she's there. She just isn't like my taste, but I don't think like her character is bad. But I really did enjoy Shiori and more importantly Hinako. I loved Hinako. Just an incredible character overall. Almost made my like best girls of the year. Like I really enjoyed Hinako as a character and sort of all the things that she went through in the show. So big fan of her and the show. So a 9 from me, a 10 from Miles.
Oh, banger soundtrack too, by
Yeah,
the
it was
way.
pretty good.
And good OP.
Speaking of banger soundtracks and banger OPs, it's the next show that I'm solo reviewing, and that's Cinderella Grey Part 2, wrapping up like the first main arc of Cinderella Grey. We're getting more knowing side games. Yeah, it's not like confirmed, but like we're getting more Umamusume, let's be real. The biggest thing that stood out to me with this was in the initial first part, it was more of Oguri's backstory, learning about how she went from the boonies to Tokyo type of deal, like making it main stage and really getting introduced to like her first. I mean, March in the first part one was like a rival, but like it was more of like a hometown rival, not like a national level competing rival like Hamino Cross was. And then this part, just showcasing Tamino Cross was, I think, like the highlight of the show for me, where yes, Oguri is the main character. Yes, she's the focal point, but it didn't shine away from showcasing other characters in the light that they're supposed to. And I thought they did that great with Tamino Cross. And then also sort of like the 3-4 episode bit of Obey Your Master was honestly fantastic. Like the fact that I think in this part, I think Oguri won one race. Like she had a losing record in this part. And yes, I understand that they follow the real life story of the horses. Like, don't get me wrong, but like having a character who loses can be tough. Like a lot of times when we saw it with like season 2 with like Tokai Teo, her drawbacks were her injuries. It wasn't like necessarily losing the race. This was like Oguri is just losing the race. And I thought like showcasing that this season along with just the incredible cast that Umamusume like always has. With I mean, Tamino Cross was just a highlight all season. Was everything I wanted in Umamusume, and we're watching more because the next Watch Club episode is going to be that of beginning of a new era. So
Yes.
while I got my fix and everybody else who didn't watch it is they'll be getting their fix in later. But incredible season, great way to end part 1. I did like part 1 a little bit better, but I still think that this season was, or this part was fantastic. 9 out of 10 for me. Just I love Umamusume and I love Cinderella Grey and I love Oguri Cap. So and
This is
Tamino
4
Cross.
9s in a row for you, by the way.
Don't worry, those numbers will be dropping. I will promise you. There will be
my question for you, Pete, is like I watched season 1. I enjoyed it. Fair enough. I thought Ogiri was kind of a boring character. Would I like her more this season?
No. I mean, if you didn't like her in the first season, I don't think you'll like her in the second part. Like,
okay, I thought she just sort of like did nothing and like ate food.
And people like that, and I like that.
I'm not here to judge. I'm just saying I didn't like it. So I guess that is a judgment.
I guess it's
in
like.
In fact, I am here to judge.
I guess like Oguri, like in the race, she's like super serious and like her training is super serious. But I like that like her character is more chill when she's like not like being involved with that. But I thought like someone like Obey Your Master and Tamino Cross added to like that drama element that maybe Oguri doesn't bring to the table. And I just thought like their contrast with those two characters this season was phenomenal. Like Obey Your Master for coming in for like 4 episodes, I thought had like a lasting impact on the series itself. Like such a cool character, just comes over to Japan, beats that ass, and then leaves. Like, and the whole, I mean, I don't know if you're ever gonna watch it, but like the whole thing with Obey Your Master was her character in Japan is not who she is in America. Like the whole idea of her character was like being a facade to intimidate and to trick these racers into thinking that she is this like type of character that she's not. And because she did that, it got into their heads and she was able to win. And I just like that, you know, mental fight that she brought to the table outside of somebody like Tamino Cross, who was like the physically gifted Uma in the series with her white lightning and stuff, like it had two different elements of like competitiveness that you need to be or that you need to have if you want to be like a top tier athlete. And Oguri grew from both of those experiences. So love seeing it. And there's like some of the like the little stuff like Super Creek, her little like episode and a half was really fun. And I don't know, I just really enjoyed the cast of it. So
I'm upset.
Okay,
so Obey Your Master's horse name isn't Obey Your Master.
correct. That is an anime original name.
I wish. Look, it was Pay the Butler.
Yep.
That is. I just feel like Obey Your Master in the connotation of America is like. Just wish they had named her something else.
Sure, but Japan doesn't care. Like,
I know they don't care. I care.
well,
because I thought there was just someone just named their horse that, and I was like,
they had to switch it up, and
like that's a crazy thing to name your horse.
It is a crazy thing to name your
but
horse.
They didn't. So yeah, I mean it's a cool name, but like you know, like I don't know.
Right,
anyways,
let's get to the next show. And we're talking about, may I ask for one final thing? A show that we were super high on. Just gotta give a shout. I think the biggest standout from this season or from this series was Morgan Garrett's voice acting in the dub. Absolutely phenomenal. It
so
was
good.
The best of the year. It's one of the best dubs, like voice acting performances that I've like ever heard. I fell in love with the show because of her. And then everything else that we got in the show was just like the cherry on top. Like it had to just incredible moments and so much fun watching it, where just seeing Scarlet beat the shit out of people. And while, yeah, maybe the story is a little generic with like evil nobles and whatever.
Okay, I have takes on this.
You have takes on this? Okay.
I don't think the story is that generic. I think that the story is, as far as random isekai-esque, this is technically an isekai.
Yeah, it is technically an isekai. Yes.
Is like relatively complex. The like socio-political drama and stuff that went into this was like a step above your average fantasy show. I feel like
I would agree with that.
You know, like there were multiple kingdoms at play. There were attempts at like treaties and stuff. There were alliances being made. There were different changes. You understood why these people were doing like there was just a whole bunch of the world building. I mean, I'm gonna say it was maybe like a B, but like I was shocked by that.
Yeah,
I was like, I wasn't expecting it to be a B, because like even shows I like let's take like Seventh Time Loop or something, right? You have the kingdom, you have the kingdom they're at like war with or whatever, but like fucking why? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes that stuff doesn't really get explained, and like and in this case it did.
Yeah,
like there were religious differences, there were resource differences, there were like they did a pretty good job with all that.
When I say things like cookie cutter, it's more along the lines of like, okay, the evil looking noble guy is evil. Oh,
true.
The cute girl who looks innocent is actually pure evil, type of thing like that. But like it also goes away from some of those cookie cutter tropes. I think especially with Scarlet and Julius's relationship and just like how they talk to each other and how they interact. I thought that was a breath of fresh air from, I would say, like the typical fantasy style shows like this. Not necessarily like villainous shows, but shows that like look like this show. Usually when I see a show that looks like this show, it's more when you have like the political elements, it's like there's usually like a harem involved. Like it's like the guy is like marrying different princesses to have this alliance, blah 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 blah. Where this one, it didn't have that, and I appreciated it. But I do want to get your thoughts. Did you like Scarlet and Julius's like relationship by the end of the show?
Okay. So understanding that yes.
Okay.
I did, because I thought it would. Okay, so one, we get that F-bomb at the end.
Yes, dude. The end of the season was so good.
It was such a fucking mic drop.
I can't believe when they said it, I was like, How many times do you hear the word like outside of like a mature show? Because this isn't like
Yeah,
I would say
exactly.
this is a
Like,
mature show. How many times do you hear the word fuck in anime? It ain't
yeah,
much.
this is like how many PG-13 anime use their one F-bomb,
Yeah.
right? Is like the question. And the answer is like none of them.
It's maybe one. It's this.
Yeah. That's what I have on I guess if you want to count the Ava, like end of Ava, I'm so fucked up, right? That's like
Yeah.
another one I can think of. Darker than this though.
Yeah, a
Um
little. You could say that.
some people might say
Some
that.
people might say that.
This I don't know. I liked their relationship. I liked that they kept their attitudes towards each other despite like admitting that they liked each other, right?
Yep.
So I was happy that like he was willing to still like play some mind games with her and stuff, and she was willing to punch him in the face. Like
Mhm.
it wouldn't be the same if
Yes.
they stopped doing that.
Yep.
And I actually maybe this is going to be like a hot take. I loved his ability. I thought that was a really cool narrative thing that fit in with a lot of the okay, so you have a villain who is supposed to be the main story, the main character, right? That's her whole thing. She wants
Yep.
to be the main character. She has the amazing ED of the show where Teresa is dressed up as like a whole bunch of different Disney princesses, basically, and having fun, sort of fucking around with people. But you have this neat narrative shift where you learn that Julius's power is that he is functionally unstoppable as long as it is in the service of saving the woman he loves, basically.
Yes.
Which is like such a fairy tale trope that I thought that was a really interesting foil to our antagonist, where normally that could be seen as sort of lazy. I thought it was thematically relevant, not even that overpowered compared to like Scarlet's ability,
For sure. Yeah.
where she could just stop time, which is another thing I liked about this show. That they weren't afraid to make their characters overpowered and use those abilities in interesting ways. But I want to get back to you. Did you like the relationship by the end of it, Pete? Because you asked.
Yeah, it was one of those things where like I like how Julius is always so forward and Scarlet is a little bit more defensive in his advances. And I kind of wish that like I don't know. I kind of wish that there was like more build up to like Scarlet sort of like admitting the fact that she liked him. But I did like it at the end. I do think that I would have done something a little bit differently, but I think overall I really enjoyed. I mean, those two were like the main focal points of why I like the show so much. So yeah, I did really enjoy their relationship and everything that went with them. And like you said with the overpoweredness, I want to touch on that. I don't think this show would be the same if Scarlet wasn't overpowered. Like I think the show is great because the end result is always Scarlet beating that ass. And that's what I am tuning in for. I'm tuning in for Scarlet laying the smackdown. And if she wasn't laying the smackdown, like if you made it where it's like a story of like trials and tribulations where like she needs to prove herself and everything like that, like I don't think it would work in this style of show. Just her beating the shit out of people, 10 out of 10, absolute cinema. It doesn't need to be The Great Gatsby. It can be, you know, this, and it can be enjoyable and fun. And
Yeah.
that's what I loved.
No, I mean, I agree. I also think that, like, even though she's overpowered, like, Terraneza is also rather overpowered, and she needed some help to put her down, so I thought that was good.
Put her down.
And and that poor girl had quite the ending. That was that. And then, like, it's similar to One Punch Man Season 1, right?
Mhm.
Where you know Saitama can win.
That is perfect. That is perfect.
Yes.
I love
because
that.
there's stuff it's like getting Scarlet where she needs to be is the struggle, right?
Yes.
Like she is overpowered, but she can't be everywhere at once. She can't necessarily get anywhere she wants to get to. And then there are like other things that are happening that are important around her that matter. So you know, I think that's a very good way to do an overpowered character where you kind of have to like set them up a bit.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like you need to like once we get her set up, we're unstoppable, but we need to make sure we can get her where she needs to be. It's why I love the Moomin Rider Deep Sea King fight so much because
Not the Moomin Rider.
oh my god, yeah, well because that's what it was like. Saitama kills him in one punch, surprisingly.
What?
Right? One Punch Man.
Spoiler.
One Punch is the guy. And it is one of the most intense fights I have ever seen. Because Saitama needs to get there, and the only thing standing between him and a whole bunch of innocent citizens is a guy on a bicycle.
Yep.
Like, that's... and, you know, this show doesn't have anything quite as poignant as that, but it has similar things. And this is also just very fun. The show is so fun.
So fun.
It doesn't get boring to see her beat the shit out of people.
Never. It never.
It doesn't. Not one time.
It's one of those things where it's like sometimes I hate seeing the same joke recycled over and over again, or the same whatever. But like, if it works, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like,
well, yeah. And there's like. I think the last line, which may I kindly knock your fucking teeth in.
Yes.
Right. It's the same joke, but they waited all of that time and then stepped it up one notch. And it was, I don't think I've ever been that hyped, dude. Like, I lost my mind.
It was
that
so
happened.
good.
I didn't know how to process it. I was like, I've never seen anime do this before.
So I watched the last episode on a plane and I was cracking up during my flight. Like it was just such a great way to just be like, just like a fantastic way to end the show. Cause it's like probably not getting a season 2. Like, let's be real. I'm sorry. But if that's how you're going to end season 1, they knocked it out of the park.
I wonder how much more material there is because there's a lot of light novels, but I don't know if there's like a new antagonist after they deal with,
the light novel has been running since 2018. So I'm going to guess there's a lot of content.
Yeah, but they could have just like, you know, I don't know. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I feel you.
But I think, and I think Linden Films also with their like it wasn't beautifully animated or whatever, but they picked their moments very well.
Yeah, they're a workhorse studio for sure.
Because there were some scenes that looked amazing, and there were some scenes that didn't. But the ones that they picked, they did a good job picking.
Yes,
I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree. I don't know if there's like a piece of like Sakuga that stood out to me.
Episode 1 when she punches.
Yeah, maybe one, but I would say it never got. I would say it was never bad, and it never like affected like how I like viewed the show or anything like that. But
the only time I thought it was bad was the big battle with like the sort of like barbarian-esque tribe up north, where they had just like there was just too many actors for them to.
Is that when they had the Dragoons fighting as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Like, it was a little slideshowy. Like, you had your, like, dragon flying over, like, a static battlefield. You know, but whatever.
Yep. I also want to give a shout out to Scarlett's brother, Leo. I thought he was a fantastic supporting character. Even though he wasn't, like, portrayed as much as I would like to, I thought when he was on screen, he did a great job. But
he was very funny.
Very funny. I really like the show. I give it a really high 8. Fantastic. I would consume more if we ever got more, but yeah, just a great show.
9, baby.
Damn, you're scoring higher than I am.
Yeah, well, you scored Sanda higher than I did, so
okay, fair. Like I said, the shows I complete are normally like 7s or higher. Like
this also, this has what is in probably my top 3 EDs of the year. I think.
Oh, damn,
love this ED. Like I love the music to it, and I think the visuals are so cool. It just gave like I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen like an ED highlight of villains so well.
Sure.
And I thought that was a really interesting take to do that. And I thought it really fit her character, right? Because she's sort of hogging the spotlight there. Yeah. I like this show. I think for what it is, it's like surprisingly well done. It's like if you get like, I don't know, some food that you would normally expect to be like low quality and it's like still kind of greasy, but like it's like really well made. You know what I mean? It's like,
I know exactly.
Wow, I mean, these are gourmet pizza bagels.
My
like
mom will not be offended by this, but I went over to my mom's house and she made cheeseburgers. and the burgers looked really gray, like light gray. And I
Oh.
was like, that is not appealing. But my mom cooked them, so I'm gonna eat them. And they were incredible. They were some of the best cheeseburgers I've ever eaten in my entire life. So I know exactly what you're talking about. But
Okay, good.
8 from me, 9 from Miles. Moving on to a show that Miles dropped because he's a coward. And if Wandance has 1 million fans, then I am one of them. If Wandance has 10 fans, I am one of them. If Wandance only has 1 fan, then that is me. If Wandance has no fans, then that means I am no longer on this earth. And if the world is against Wandance, then I am against the world. Because I loved Wandance. I mean, let's address the elephant in the room. Everybody knows the CG shit. I'm not gonna talk about it. Everybody knows. What I want to talk about is the characters themselves and how, I mean, I'm a huge fan of My Dress Up Darling. And this resonated me with so much My Dress Up Darling-esque style of shows. But Kabako as a main character I like characters who are expressing themselves in ways where they can't. Like, he stutters all the time. He has a very hard time expressing himself. And finding a way to do that with dance, I loved. Like, that is a great, that just resonates with me with characters I want to cheer for, characters I want to watch. Wanda being sort of this more quiet, like opposite Marin, I would say, since I'm comparing it to My Dress Up Darling. I thought it was great with like the understanding of Kabako's like ability to like communicate with her, but they still had this growing bond without like really having these deep conversations that you would expect to somebody to have the relationship that they have. So them bonding over dance together and becoming what they were through their passion and their love is something I really gravitate towards, and that's what Wandance did. Also, I want to give a shout out to On, who wears a hat that says off, and then later on in the show wears the hat that says on. Like, I don't know, that's so silly and fun. The cast, I liked sort of how they were, in a sense, showcasing different dance styles a little bit. Towards the end, we got more with like the dance battles showcasing like dancing to house music, dancing to rap, dancing to hip hop, and how those styles changed. I wish I did a little bit more of that, but what we got towards the end, I liked a lot. It definitely seems like we got the base of what Wandance could be, and there's no chance in hell that we're getting more content, but I really do think that what they set up could be something great going forward. Like, I just really fell in love with this story. My glaring issue with this is it's not even the CG, and it's my biggest complaint is the music in the show, because the music for the most part is good, but there are some songs that are dog shit, like straight dog shit. They're dancing to like, I would say Japanese drill is the only way I can describe it as.
Okay.
And like his lyrics are like, yeah, you know, I'm hopping out the car swag. Yeah, you know, me and my boys coming at you hard. I'm like, this is dog shit. Like, the fact that this is in the show and people might think is good is bad. But then they actually had
It's
like
upsetting.
it is upsetting because they had a lot of like hip hop and dance songs that were like really good and I was vibing with it, but I forgot which episode it was, but there's just one in particular where it's just like, I don't know, man. It was like asking AI to write a drill song. And it's just like, okay, say some words about you being tough. And at the end, say the word like, I'm gonna shoot you. I'm gonna hop out and get you. I'm just like, you're not tough, bro. Like, you know, the reason why someone like Pusha T, when he talks about slinging coke, is so impactful is because he slings coke, is because he is a drug dealer. It has validity to his songs. When you hear I'm hopping out the Lambo swag, it's just like, you should honestly stop making music.
It sounds like a Big Sean lyric. That's a feature on a Kanye West song.
I'm going up balloons. It's just like, okay, like, all right.
Oh my God, who says that?
That's ludicrous.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That there.
For the fact I do like that Ludacris song, but it's like, I don't know. Ludacris has
every once in a while. Look. People have bad lyrics every once in a while. Okay.
Yeah.
Like it's like even like you can like Ludacris, and that's not. That's very hashtaggy, right? That was like. There's a period of rap that I loved at the time where it was just like you would say something and then you would say something kind of related to it as an exclamation point at the end of it, and like it wasn't the best. Is what I'll say.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you. But
it does. I don't know. There's a. I won't get to. I could go on to rap lyrics I think are bad for a while.
Okay. Yeah, I want more lyrics like real G's move in silence like lasagna, like stuff like that.
So the guy I was going to say with a bad
Lil Wayne
lyric, Lil Wayne.
Oh, I mean, if you've listened to his new album, it's the entire album.
Well, okay, so I haven't listened to his new album.
Good.
Like, okay, but like that, I'm gonna say like 2012 to like 2016, where he was just featuring on everything all the time.
Yep.
He's on a B.O.B. song, and like B.O.B. has like a lyric that's like I'm top like ramen, or I'm top shelf, you're top ramen. And there's like I don't know, there's like a rhyme there, and then Lil Wayne has one that's like, I'm top dog, you're top ramen, I'm top. And then he like pauses and it almost sounds like he can't remember and he just goes, dog again.
He probably did forget.
Yeah. We're just like, fuck it, we keep it.
Yep.
One take. Or the diarrhea lyric from Kanye. It was like the same period.
Same period.
I don't know if you remember that.
I don't remember which. I'm sure.
Oh my god!
If you sang the song, I probably would know.
It's with I think Kid Cudi's on it. Oh my god, what's the name? But it's like
Kids See Ghost, or is it like an actual?
No, that's all very good, right?
Oh yeah, Kids See Ghost is really good. But like I wasn't sure if there was like a lyric.
Erase Me. Okay, it's Erase Me by Kid Cudi. But Kanye is on the song and he tells like a story about this woman he dated whose name is Aria.
You can stop right there, bro. The jokes write themselves. All right.
Yeah, and it ends with I couldn't get my shit out anyway. I hope you diarrhea. It's just
wow.
He thought he was cooking on that one, and Kanye, say what you want about him aside, is a pretty good lyricist.
Yep.
But that was not one of the times.
Yeah. Normally he's shitting on people. Right now he's farming people. Okay.
Yeah.
So I gave Wandance an 8. I think outside the glaring issues, I think the actual structure of the story and characters were really well done.
Okay.
Glaring CG issues, I get it. If you dropped it because it looks like diarrhea, I get it.
Diarrhea.
I get it. Like I understand why people don't like the show. Like I'm not stupid, but like I do think that the show is really good. I really enjoyed it.
I guess my question, Pete, would be like, why not read the manga and get better music and animation?
I can't read.
Okay.
That's my glaring issue.
You watch the dub?
No, it's yeah. I guess for me, for like performance arts, I would like to see dancing animated versus the manga, if that makes sense. Like I'd like to see it in motion.
Yeah. Okay. I agree. But when the part you were like, this would be better, is done at an F- tier.
Yep. I'm gonna say D, because there was one scene that was good.
Okay, man, one scene that is. How many scenes were there?
I mean, the last like 3 episodes is essentially like a giant dance battle tournament. So
there was one good scene.
Actually, the good scene was the practice before their team competition.
Okay,
it was like episode.
Man, I'm gonna
6.
say it's an F.
That's fine. I don't. I mean, I'm not. I mean, I am going to defend it. I just think.
No, and like obviously the things that you are mentioning, I'm sure are good. Yeah. I just feel like, and I'm not normally one of these like read the manga. That's not my normal attitude.
This
but
show
like
changed you.
Yeah, it did in multiple ways, because like you could just read the manga and get rid of the bad parts of the show.
That's true. You could, but I'm not going to, and I'm going to do what I normally do and. I don't know, complain or whatever. But 8 out of 10.
Yeah,
we gotta move on to our other mid shows. We got a show that we both watch. Miles, I don't know if you want to start with this because you're gonna be higher than me. My Awkward Senpai.
Okay, yeah. I think I'm just gonna come out and say it. Actually, I have 2 hot takes about the show. The first one is our protagonist, the male protagonist, doesn't have the worst hair in the show.
That is true. There is a character that comes in later that has worse hair than him.
Is it okay, wait, because I think it's worse than the purple guy too.
Okay, I think the purple guy has the worst.
No. Okay,
because he has like a
Maid Cafe.
mullet too.
No, Maid Cafe guy. Maid Cafe guy has like front parted bangs, and those are colored in, but he has nothing on the back. It is so awkward looking.
Hey, it's part of the show, right?
Just some random guy.
I don't even know who you're talking about.
Because he's in one scene when she like goes and is like mean to him because she thought he was like hitting on her friend who was being the maid for like the tie-in they did, and he was like, "Oh, thank you. I wanted you to do that because I was asking you to like be the mean maid or whatever." You know, it was like that was the joke. But that's it. He's in 27 seconds of the entire show.
Is that when she had to dress up because like the person didn't show up or whatever? And then
when she had to do the Maid Cafe.
I know who you're talking about. I don't remember his face.
Yeah, look. The only reason I remember is the entire time I was looking at him, I'm like, this guy's hair is fucking awful. That was the entire thing. I think this is one of the best paced romances I have ever seen. That's
crazy.
My take.
That's insane.
It's amazing.
That's an insane.
They did so good. It's 12 episodes. They fucking get there at the end, right? They start off and there's like no romance between them, which is amazing. Okay, great. Amazing decision, right? Then you start getting into like, oh, we're kind of flirting and we're wondering if we like each other by like episode 4 through 8, right? So you have that. And in the last 4 episodes, you have them working up the courage to ask each other out and all that jazz. And then you have, like a whole episode where they like started dating or whatever. It was great. It was so good. It was so well paced. You love to see it.
Okay, I will say the pacing is fine. That's not my complaint with the show. My complaints with the show, this is listed as a comedy. I don't think I laughed once. Like I don't think like their dialogue between actually the Mio character, I thought she was probably the only character that would maybe make me smirk a little bit, like when she got introduced later as sort of like a catalyst to help get them together. But I mean, I just thought the show was boring as fuck, like straight up. Like the pacing might be good, but like the fact that like Azusa was like so like this has never happened before. She's 27 years old. She is like a 10 out of 10 stunning model, and like a guy likes me. What? How do I react?
Okay.
And I understand that the whole point is that she's awkward. I just like I don't know, when your character is just like the hottest person in the world, it just doesn't work for me, I guess.
I like, okay, that's fine, right? Like, I think so for me, like I don't know, the show is fine, right?
It's just a fine show.
This is probably the best adult cast romance I've seen.
That's
like workplace
sad.
romance. Right, because like some people will point out like Wodokoi, which is a terrible romance, right? It's funny and everything, but like the relationships in that are bad.
Boo this man.
I'm right.
Hey, whatever helps you sleep at night.
Except for the C couple, which is amazing in Wodokoi.
Oh yeah, 100%. This is the best couple in the show. Yeah, we'll agree on that.
What a ringing endorsement of a romance show that the C couple is the best. Anyways,
well, let me get my manga out. There we go. There's the goats right there.
But like,
camera.
I don't know.
See it.
I can't. No, but I believe you.
I didn't even realize that my camera was off to you the whole time.
That's okay. It's fine. I liked their dynamic. I thought they played her as sort of like a standoffish, awkward person who doesn't know how to. You know what this is? This is adult Alia. This is why we have these opinions. That's what the show is.
Ooh.
This is just like slightly more mature Alia.
Luckily, this show didn't have the hypnosis episode where they just randomly get naked. So this show is better than Alia just because of that.
This also, the sister in this was a lot less fun.
That's true. Let me look at what I gave Alia. I want to see if I scored this higher than Alia.
It has to have been at like a 6 for you, right?
I gave Alia a 5, so yes, I did.
Holy shit.
Alia sucks. I'm sorry. It's not a good show.
Dude, I can't believe you watched fucking Too Many Losing Heroines, the most fan servicey male fucking empowered bullshit.
It's fun. This show, you know what that show has? Comedy. You know what this show doesn't have? Comedy.
Right?
If it's a rom-com,
yeah,
you
I don't
gotta
know.
have the com.
I didn't think the show was particularly funny. There were a few moments where they definitely like tried to make a joke, and I like didn't
Yeah.
like I understood that they were trying to make a joke, but it just didn't like feel like a joke. I don't know. I give this a 7. What did you give?
I give it a 6. It was
Okay.
like I guess let me put the comedy didn't hit at all. You mentioned the pacing, that was fine. I would say like their interactions with each other were good. It's just more of like how the show itself was structured. Like
Y-
my awkward
Yeah.
senpai, I feel like should have been not this character. Like I think his role works. I think Azusa, speaking of fan service, was fan service, and
I only
it just didn't
remember.
hit.
Okay, actually, I remember 2 now that I think
No,
about it.
that
It's the
fan
last
service in
episode
terms
had
of like
one.
losing clothes and everything,
okay.
like being like the most hottest person in the world in your show, and you are an awkward character like this. It just didn't mesh.
See, okay, part of it too is okay. There's like a little bit of a dichotomy that they have with her. Like she is awkward, but like part of the issue is like it really shouldn't be like my awkward senpai. It should be like my senpai is like kind of mean to people.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
It's like
my senpai's kind of a dick.
yeah, like she's like a good person, but she's like way too try hard.
Yeah.
You know, like that's what it should be called.
You are expendable at work. You should not dedicate yourself to work so much like she does.
Yeah.
Live your life.
Yeah, like when they both come into the typhoon.
Yeah, stay home. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You work for a gaming, I don't know.
But like, yeah, I don't know. So I think they sort of played her between her being like awkward, i.e., like I am unable to socialize with people because I really like it's like the Alia thing, right? I really like the rules. I'm very particular. I hold myself to a high standard, so I hold everyone to that standard type of thing, you know?
Yep.
Versus boys, you know, that type of awkward.
Sure.
So I think if you had like a little bit less of the boys and a little bit more, and you had this, right, of you sort of like opening her shell up a little bit, that could have gone well. God, there was one scene I thought was really funny. I do not remember what it
must
was.
Must not been that funny.
Yeah, that's true. But you're not wrong about like the comedy. I was just happy. Look, I'm happy I got a workplace romance. Both characters looked like adults, and none of the relationships were toxic. I liked purple hair guy. I wish he didn't have his hair.
Yeah. Terrible hair.
Because his bit of like pretending to be into Azusa to sort of get you to admit it, I thought was pretty good and interesting. But I think that what really fails the show is that if you have this sort of like where something like Wodokoi is like better to like 99% of people is because all of the individual characters in Wodokoi are good. Like they are enjoyable, they are funny. Our main cast here, like our main 2 are fine. I think it could have worked if you had supporting casts that were like interesting kind of at all.
Sure.
And I just don't think we got that.
I don't think we did either. Yeah, this was just like middle of the road. Like it was perfectly fine. It didn't really.
I like the episode with her mom.
The mom episode was good.
Yeah.
Yep, I did like that. Okay, I don't really know if we have anything else to talk about for my Awkward Senpai. I just middle of the road. It's gonna be forgettable. I'm gonna forget about it later. So, before we get to our last show that we both watched, I want to give a shout out to a show that only I watched, Mangaka's Weirdly Wonderful Workplace. Coming into it, I was hoping it was going to be somewhere in between Comic Girls and Shirobako, where we got like fun, cute girls doing cute things while also being educational in terms of the manga industry. And we got that. Like, I genuinely think that this was a great middle of the road show of having a lot of fun with these cast and characters about making manga, while also getting a glimpse of the industry side with like her agent. We got introduced to like other mangakas and assistants, and just surrounding yourself with that type of like show and characters. I thought this was a very enjoyable watch. It's not too much to talk about. We did get like an actual date between 2 of the characters, 2 of the supporting characters. because there was definitely hints of Yuri throughout the entire season. And the fact that we actually did get a date between two characters was awesome. I'd love to see that explain or showcased more. I mean, let's be real, we're not getting more episodes, but if the story progressed that way, I'd be a welcoming like addition to what this show was presenting. Really fun if you're a fan of shows like Bakuman, Comic Girls, Shirobako, where you want like this insight on the industry while still being like an enjoyable watch. I would definitely recommend checking out a Mangaka's Weirdly Wonderful Workplace. I gave it a 7 out of 10. All right, Miles, we're on to the last show that we both watched. And it's called A Star Brighter Than the Sun. The first time we previewed this, you called the main character a serial killer. And
Yes.
I thought
Well, I
this
said
was
he
going to
looked
be
like a serial.
yes, true. And coming into this, I thought because this is the mangaka that did my love story, that this was going to be super bubbly. And it was super bubbly for the most part. But I have one glaring issue with this show that I need to get off my chest.
Oh,
I hated his cousin. What she did to the show.
what?
Yes. Okay.
Why?
So let me explain. So they set up the show where it's going to be like you get introduced to the cool upperclassman cousin, and everyone's like, "Wow, him and his cousin are so cool. Like they'd be a great couple." I'm like, "Why the fuck are you saying that?" And then so like throughout like the last like 4 or 5 episodes, they kind of did like this hint of like, is it maybe going this direction? There's no way it's going this direction. And then like it never went in that direction. And I was happy until the last episode where like they got together and his cousin kind of seemed pissed. I was like, oh, does she actually want to fuck his cousin?
Okay, we read this differently.
Oh, because that's the vibe I got completely.
The vibe I got was she was just sort of like wistfully remembering, like my little cousin's all grown up now.
That is
like
not what I got. Because
she actively encouraged them to get together.
yeah, because she's her cousin and that's what you're supposed to do. But like I to me, it felt like there was like this underlying thing in her body where like she wants him. And that was like the whole I'm gonna put drama in quotations because the show didn't really have drama. But like that was sort of like what they introduced to like have a little bit. And I really did not enjoy it at all. Like I liked the bubbliness of like the first half, and I thought that was the direction it was going to go because like someone like Isui, where she liked Koki earlier, and then they had like, oh, you like him? Oh, I just thought he was cute. You go for it, girl. Like that's how I thought the drama was like going to be played out in this story. Like that was really fun, and I felt like it matched the tone of the show. I didn't think the cousin matched the tone of the show, and I don't know, it threw me off. Maybe it's just because I had these preconceived notions of coming into it, thinking it was going to be something like my love story and how my love story like progressed its story through like even the light drama is like very light. And sort of the things that they introduce in the show sort of goes the way of what you expect the show is going to go. I didn't think it got it in The Star Brighter Than the Sun. I'll be honest with you. Like, I'm happy that we're getting a second season, but
Oh my god, we're getting more?
yeah, we're getting a second season. But
dude, am I gonna be higher on the show than you?
maybe I think it's one of those things where like when I watch the second season and if it doesn't have that tone anymore, and this is for everybody out there, you are allowed to change your opinion on shows. It is perfectly fine. So if I watch the second season and like those vibes are there at all, I will change my score. But for right now in the present, I hated how the season 1 ended, and it really left a sour note in my mouth. So
Okay, so you hated how season 1 ended because of a 4-second clip
yes!
of the
yes, because look, actions speak louder than words. That look that she gave at the end of it was, I want to fuck my cousin. I'm sorry, that's what I got, and that's what I'm going with.
Projection.
Maybe, but like, what if I'm right? Like, what if? I'm just saying, what if? I'm probably wrong. I will admit I am probably wrong. But
yeah,
what if?
because like, okay, I have things to say about the show before I talked, because the show is fucking amazing.
It was really good. I did like the majority of it, but I just fucking hated the ending.
Just 1 second, just like nothing even said, just a little look.
How do I describe? It's like Okay, this would be a really bad example, terrible example. But do you remember the end of Inception where like the top is spinning?
Yeah, man.
And like
yes,
and then like
are you sad that this cousin didn't have a monologue about how she doesn't want to fuck her cousin?
No, it's the top at the end of Inception slightly moving, which makes you question everything. It happened. It's a quarter of a second long in Inception, but it questions everything that you just saw because of that. That's what this is. I questioned everything I saw because of the look that she gave at the end. Call me crazy. I don't care. That's what I got from it.
Look, Sai and Koki are together now. I am so happy about it.
Don't you want NTR?
What? No, like it depends, man. It depends on the scenario.
Yeah.
I like look. Was I on the Yota train for a little while? Maybe. Because he was willing to make his move. You know what I mean? Now he took a little too long, but he was running the race a lot less time than Koki was.
Don't worry, he's gonna end up with a better girl. I can already tell. He's ending up with Mio. Him and Mio is my guess.
You think it? I thought it was gonna be Hisui because,
or maybe because opposites attract, maybe.
But also because she's like, why aren't there any good boys in this school? And then they cut to him at the end. And that juxtaposition makes me think, but I would like him and Mio. That would be fun too. Mio's great. But I think Yota, this is going to be, I don't know if this is going to be a hot take or not. And I'm scanning through any sort of like rom-com, romancy type of thing that I've watched. And it's not a ton. But I think Yota is my favorite romantic rival of all time in this sort of show. And this isn't.
Who is my? I'm gonna ask that to the Discord. Speaking of which, join the Discord. Links in the description below. What is your favorite romantic rival?
And I'm gonna tell you why I love him so much. Yota is just a cool dude. He's not a dick, right? Romantic rivals and this sort of thing are often assholes.
Yep.
They're bad people. There's not a world where the main girl would date them, right? Like, it was never going to happen, right? Like, fucking a silent voice, right? It was never going to happen. There was not a world, you know? So, there's that. Now, Sai obviously liked Koki more, but I thought her and Yota would have been great. Yota clearly liked her. He was nice and helpful to her. He shared his interests with her. They spent time together. He got to like her over time because she was so busy avoiding Koki because she was embarrassed. And he was just like, hey, buddy, I'm gonna like shoot my shot. You okay with that? And he was like, no. And he's like, too bad, pal. Because I'm gonna do it, you know? Which is, it's fair. It's like a fair play. And, you know, he ends up losing out and he's bummed about it at the end, but we don't see him be a dick or anything about it. You know what I mean? There's a little bit of him being like, oh, did you make her cry or whatever? And like, that's just a misunderstanding. He wasn't like being an asshole or anything there. And so like, just by being there, and here's another thing that I really liked about him as a romantic rival, and this is going to go for the cousin too, even though she wasn't a real romantic idol. But Koki spent so much time focusing on how big and strong he was because he was embarrassed by his like height and being weak when he was a kid, right? But his primary rival is this guy who is a string bean who is canonically insanely weak.
Yep.
And I thought that was awesome because I think that sort of shows Koki that he just needs to go and do the thing, right? He can't wait until he's like the perfect person in his mind.
Yeah.
You know? And I think that is sort of the role the cousin played, where Sai assumes she is the romantic interest. She is the star, right? Because the cousin has like what she views herself as lacking, right?
Yep.
And so she thinks Koki would have to like someone like her, because she's like more traditionally beautiful and outgoing and good at everything and, you know, stands up for what's right and all of this stuff, right? She's just sort of like that type A personality and kind of nice too, which is annoying. You know, it's that person who's like a little too good at stuff and they're kind of obnoxious because of it. Every high school had one.
True.
But so you had this thing where like they saw like their foils in each other, and like I think it helped them accept themselves, and I thought that was interesting. But that's another reason why I like Yota, because not only was he like a literal threat insofar as like, I think in a world where Sai gets over Koki, she could end up with him. Like, I think that would be perfectly reasonable, right? Like, if for whatever reason they didn't get together, you know, a few months down the line, she's over him, she could date Yota. That it also teaches Koki a lesson about what Sai or Sei really cares about him, right? It's not that he's big and strong now. Like that doesn't hurt, right? Like he's a good looking guy, but like she likes him because of his outgoing personality and his kindness and you know, that sort of stuff. So I just thought it was really well done. I thought like that love triangle was done really well.
That was a great
because
I will give you your flowers. That was a very well said sentence there.
Thank you.
I'm gonna give you flowers. Sorry, did you have more?
I only watched 5 shows, but I did try to go a little deep on them with
I
my
appreciate
thoughts.
it.
So, yeah, but like I don't know. I liked the friend group in the show, and the show just made me happy. And I think that they got around to confessing to each other right on time for me not to hate them.
Yeah, I think the will they won't they, and like it's so obvious. It's like the people that you are each talking about are each other. I felt like that this could have been when we actually just did Suri Zuri Children. I think that this would have been perfectly fine as like a 12-minute. Like I think that there was a lot of content in here that wasn't necessary, that you could still get the point across. Like I still think you could do all the bubbliness, all the fun. Maybe not the Yota, you know, deep dive like you just did, but like I guess for what I was looking for,
Yeah,
it
there's
was
a lot of
too
stuff
much.
that,
Will they? Won't they?
so I agree with that. I don't think there was too much. I think it was laid on too hard. So maybe that's too much. The frequency wasn't too much, but like it hits the ground running. Okay, because Koki is basically like, Sai, I am in love with you. I am so in love with you. You specifically.
You.
It
Yeah.
is you. Please, I am insecure. Please just say you like, please. And that was him like the entire time. And she was like, it's crazy that all the hints lead to this being me, but it can't be. It can't be me. And he's like, yeah, I like a girl. I've known her since I was in grade school, and she looks just like you. She's you. And like part of this is him, right? He needs to just say his feelings, and her too, right? But like I agree you could probably cut some of this. I thought some of this was interesting. Like giving him the lion, I thought was really cool, right? Because you have this person, much like him, golden mane, very regal looking, very attractive and everything, but is a coward. Like he is.
Yeah.
And that adds into the foil with Yota, where you have someone who is weak but not a coward. And I also want to give a shout out to this character sucks, but I like that they just let him suck. What's his name? Yushin or whatever. That guy, the kid who's just sort of a dick. And
is he like the class clown guy or whatever?
Yeah, the one who's like
he's not even the hair parted.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Just because of his haircut, fuck that guy.
Well, also because he's just a jerk.
And his haircut.
And also his haircut. I don't know. I'm excited to see how this goes. Like, if we get more when they're actually dating, I'm excited to see what our 2 other girls end up with. And I'm excited to see Koki cheat on Sai with his cousin.
Damn. Okay.
Okay. Who I loved, by the way, thought was a great character because I thought they sort of played with your expectations. You expected her to be a romantic rival, and she wasn't. And that was really just Sai's insecurity getting to her, and she never tried to seek out the answer because she was so sure of that. And you know, that's the sort of the deal. But I also liked the scene where sort of contrast how they viewed him, right? Where she was like, "Oh, he's still like a little boy. He's like my little cousin," and then Sai's like, "No, like
He's a man.
he's great and really hot."
He is really hot. So what do you end up giving this show?
I give it a 9.
Damn good. Okay.
I loved it. I enjoyed watching every second of it. It made me happy, and I was like genuinely because it's like so like shoujos obviously do a better job of getting people together than shonens do, right? But that doesn't mean there aren't shoujos where it like takes a minute. So I was curious to see if they would end up together because I didn't know if that would happen this season or not.
Mm.
And I didn't know if they would like I legitimately thought there might be a chance that she like temporarily went on dates with Yota or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that didn't happen, and I like how it went, but like it was written in such a way that like I wasn't sure, which is good because in anime you normally I feel like you just sort of know.
Yep.
You 100% know. And like you 100% know those two are getting together at the end, but how they got there was fine.
Okay. Yeah. So for me, final thought, too much will they, won't they, and the whole cousin thing at the end. Not my thing. I give this a 6.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I will watch the second season and I will change my mind.
How many points did the 4 seconds of the cousin looking in the distance drop it for
2
you?
2 points. I did have it at an 8, and I've said this before. I'll say it again on the podcast. If it's just like a gymnastics meet, if you go and you run and you do 50,000 flips, if you don't stick the landing, you lose points.
This is. I just got to say, it has nothing to do with the landing.
It has
the landing was them getting together. That was
but it's like I don't know. It's like kind of like it's a Tanya Harding event where they did the loops and they landed, and then somebody came up and hit your knee with a lead pipe. Like that's what happened to me. Where it's like I don't know, man. It just something didn't stick with me at the end of it. Like I really did not like the end. And like I said before, I will change my mind if I am wrong. If that's not the direction it goes, I will change my mind. I am man enough to say that. I have no problems admitting I am incorrect on things. So, but that's just where I was at. Like I just genuinely did not like how the season ended.
So do you think she's gonna like even in a world where you're right, do you think she ever acknowledges it within the text?
I don't know. Like I feel like she might do some like shit where it's like, is she really good enough for you? Like I can see like I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. I don't know.
They're friends.
I don't know.
She meets her and is like, you should do this. She clearly likes you.
Dude, I'm telling you, that look at the end of the season, I'm telling you, man, there's something inside of her.
Is it possibly just the animation being a little off, or
maybe
incest?
Maybe. I don't know. Like I said, I will change my mind if I am wrong.
Okay.
I'm just telling you.
I'm gonna be so fucking mad.
I'm trusting my gut. What I saw there was something. There's something that I didn't like, and I'm trusting my gut.
I'm gonna be so mad if you're right. That's all I'm gonna say.
It's not. It's not even what the show is producing. It's the fact that I was correct. Okay.
No, it like that too, but like also like the show is just so sweet and wholesome to me.
I know. Happy, that's why I didn't like it. That's why I didn't like the ending.
But like, it didn't make any sense at the end. Okay.
I know it didn't make any sense. That's what I'm saying. That's why I didn't like it. Okay.
In the comments, write down if you saw the 3 seconds of this anime that completely ruined it for Pete with no dialogue and just a fucking barely any subtext.
Look, if we all said the same things, this would be a boring ass podcast.
That's so true.
I gotta add some flair, and you know what? I'm not even doing it for the flair. I'm trusting my gut on this. Something's telling me that she's up to no good, and we'll find out in I don't know, probably next year when we get season 2. It has not been. All we know is we're getting a second season. So okay. So that's all the shows that we watch. I'm gonna do a quick, just like 3 show thing. This is the worst show that I finished, and we dubbed it as Sexy B Stars. It's With You, Our Love Will Make It Through, which was a show that I really liked to start out with, and it had randomly great Sakuga. Like they had the production budget in this show was way above what I thought it was going to be. And it was progressing in a way that I really liked until episode 10/11. When you use sexual assault as like the drama aspect of it, especially fake sexual assault, I can't fucking stand it. I thought episode like 10
Fake
and
sexual
11.
assault?
Yeah. So what happened in the show was they're they've already kissed and whatever. They're not officially dating, but they're dating.
Okay,
And
cool,
there's
cool,
this
cool.
guy who fucking hates beast people. Like he is MAGA. Like straight up MAGA against beast people. And he's trying to like interview the main dude and he's like not buying. He's like, I know what you're trying to do. I'm not gonna answer any of your questions. He's in like the journalist club or whatever. And
Okay.
so main dude and girl are up on a roof and they're like watching the stars and they're talking blah 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 blah. And one thing leads to another, and Mari's on her back and the dude is on top of her and they're about to make out and he snaps a photo that makes it seem like he was assaulting her. I'm like, I hate that stuff. It's
So it was like
and then they publish it in their newspaper that like he's like assaulting people, like the school newspaper. I'm just like, I don't know. It felt so like when I say forced drama, this is forced drama. Like this was
okay. So it was like your classic misunderstanding. You know what?
it
You know
wasn't
what
even
show handled that?
misunderstanding. He was framing it like that on purpose
Oh, in order to
like get clicks. Like a thing that he says, like you would not, because like he confronts the journalist guy and he's like, why would you like post it? He's like, you can't even believe how many clicks we're getting because of this photo. Like it's so cool. He's like, dude, you're ruining my life.
think about the clicks.
Yeah. And I was like, I hate that. Like Science Types Fell in Love season 2 did this where it's like one of the characters was almost like above sexually assaulted and it came out of nowhere and it added nothing to the story. It was supposed to be like this. It was included to add drama in a show that didn't really need the drama. And to me in this show, it's like when you see shows like B-Stars or other anthropomorphic, I can't even say that word.
Anthropomorphic.
You say it. There we go. That's why we got Miles on the. When you have these shows, it explores different avenues of like B-Stars is like you have like the carnivores and herbivores, and it's like it has like a class system, and it's like the carnivores are like the more powerful ones because they could eat the herbivores, and like they have these like cool dynamics there's a reason why they are these characters. And for this, it's like the drama of being a beast person is what if we set up this fake sexual assault to get clicks? And I don't know. It's like why I hate Gentle Criminal and like My Hero Academia. Like I think clout chasing is like the stupidest reason to be a villain. It is like the same thing. It was like it just didn't make sense to me, and I hate it. And I gave the show a 5. I would have given it an 8 if it really didn't have that. But I hate when shows do that.
What show had that? Well, I'm just saying, Star Brother and Sun had someone try and take an upstart, and they went and just beat the shit out of those guys, and that was awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome, and I forgot that happened, and that was really cool. And just to end things off, 2 sequels that came: Campfire Cooking season 2. I love season 1. Sui is my dog, ride or die for Sui. Season 2 introduced a new character, which felt completely unnecessary. I didn't think they did anything, but the story, if you like Campfire Cooking season 1, you're gonna like Campfire Cooking season 2. I gave it a 9. And then Spy Family season 3, I think season 2 was a little bit of a lull. I don't think it was as good as season 1. Season 3 got back to Spy Family being what Spy Family was. I thought this was one of the better seasons. And like the last 3 or 4 episodes were some of the best Spy Family has produced. I give it a 10 just because like it's one of my comfort shows. I would say like objectively it's probably like an 8, but I love Spy Family. Like I read it, watch it, consume all of it, love every second of it. So that is that. We are done with fall. We are moving into 2026 next. Actually, let me rewind for a second. We're not done with 2025 because the next episode is actually Anime of the Year nomination. So if you're unfamiliar with how we do this, everybody gets to vote. There's a community winner, and because I'm an egomaniac, there is my winner for a bunch of different categories. Everything that you vote on, for every vote we get, we donate $1. We'll minimum $100, max we'll see, but it's a great way to give back. And that way, if you help us, we can help out the community. We are donating to a local food shelter. So it's going to be great. So help us.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say I'm gonna match you, but I'm gonna do a Worcester food bank.
Absolutely, yeah.
So okay.
If you're out there and you want to match what we match, donate to your local food shelf or something like that, that'd be great. You don't have to, but this is just a way that I don't know. If you listen, it's a way that we can, as a thank you for like taking time out to vote and listen, and we can give back to those who need it the most. So I'm really looking forward to it. It's my favorite like thing every year. This is year 6, I want to say, of doing it. 6 or 7. I have to go back and check, but yeah, we'll see who wins anime of the year this year. Last year, Free Run was a landslide, so should be interesting because there's no free run, and I think the field is pretty open. I really don't know what people's like standout anime of the year is this, so very intrigued to see what people vote for. You can vote for any show that came out in 2025. Looking forward to
I'm always
that.
excited for it because you're always like, okay, let's keep this under 2 hours, and then like 4 hours later we wrap.
Yeah,
up.
I think especially the nominations not as much, but every anime of the year episode is like 2.5 hours long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love it. I could talk all day.
Oh,
so.
yeah. It's gonna be great. So look for that in the coming weeks. Miles, do you have any final thoughts on the season itself or anything you gotta get off your chest?
Yeah, I had a good time with this season. I get, the general thoughts on it, right? But I just had a great time with it, and I'm excited we're getting some sequels for this stuff. So, I don't know, catch me next week's season talking it up.
Yeah. Yeah. And I will say for what we got, I guess in terms of life, fall was great. I needed it. It was a good recharge. It was a good reset. It got me kind of excited for this season of anime because I will be watching probably close to double what I watched in fall. So
God, it's so much.
It is so much.
It's like I'm just not gonna be able to do it. It's like literally stressful to look at.
Yeah. So I need a new co-host. So if you have a professional mic and you want to talk anime with me, let me know. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, look for anime of the year nominations coming up. Otherwise, for next week's for Watch Club, we are watching Umamusume, the movie, beginning of a new era. So look for that for all my Uma fans. But Miles, any parting word to your adoring fan?
Hi, Mom.
It's 2 words.
Fuck.
That's fine.
Mom.
Mom. On behalf of Miles and myself, I want to say thanks to everybody out there for listening, and we will see you next time. Peace.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.